welcome back to Power Breakfast. Time now for Fashion Friday, where you get to know all things fashion and, of course, showcase some of your favorite designers and stylists from around the way. My guest for today is a male designer who's here to showcase some of his new work, Sydney Owino of Made to Measure by Sal. Welcome, Sydney.
Thank you, Joy.
It's great to see you. You and I have known each other for quite some time.
Yes, we have. It's been quite a long time.
Yeah, and I know you have, brand new things to talk to us about today.
Yes.
But let's get back to when it all started. I met you when you were one of the designers of Blackbird jeans.
Correct.
Along with my good friend Zeddy.
Correct.
But tell us how that all started and what Blackbird was all about.
Oh, that's a really good question. Thank you. Blackbird was all about a partnership with a long-time friend, Zeddy Loki. And it was a jeans brand that we began back in 2011. And it spiraled out into 3 different brands that we now have.
Okay.
Which the first one is that I'm here on as a creative director to talk about. That is SAO, S-A-O, my names in short. Then there's Narok, NYC, which is Zeddy, and then we have Blackbird jeans together. Okay. But the story about Blackbird jeans, it began as a burning desire, I think, back in the day, because we as childhood friends, me and Zeddy, we liked clothes for quite a while. We really did like clothes, and when I was in the university, I was studying geology at that time in my life. Wow. And
That's a pivot into fashion.
Sorry?
That's a pivot into fashion.
Yeah, but I think things are connected.
Okay.
In the sense that what I learned in geology was about process information, which is the same thing that I'm doing here, process and creation. At the end of the day, under different types of pressures, under different types of conditions of weather and things like that. But if you experience enough and you take everything with thoughtfulness, then you always see the connection in them. So I always see the connection between geology and fashion. But back to Blackbird jeans, that was a brand that we started with Zeddy back in the day, and yes, that's where we met. And
you were making jeans.
Yes, it was.
Totally.
It was an only jeans brand, and by that time, that was the first fashion label that we put in the market, and I think it was a good learning experience, because from that's when we developed all other brands, because we took every day as a journey and every day as a learning experience, because from Blackbird jeans, that's when we got invited to Africa Fashion Week in New York.
Wow.
Yes, and that was in 2011. Both me and Zeddy, and we got to showcase as the only male designers from East Africa at that time in New York, and it was quite a privilege and an honor.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
It was a big deal for us.
What was it like designing with a partner, being in this with someone else as opposed to going at it alone?
Wow. Well, Zeddy is more of a brother. That's what I call him, because we hang out a lot. We spend a lot of time together. We spent a lot of time together in the past. We went to high school together in the beginning, and we're always friends. We played basketball together. So I wouldn't regard him as a partner, because most of the ideas that we have influenced each other with the same or different perspective of ideas. So when you bring something to the table, I either add something on it, or he does.
Right.
Yes. But it's an amazing. Sorry, it's an amazing experience, because somebody else brings something to the table, but you also bring something to the table, and it's a whole collective.
Effort.
Yes, combined effort.
So you studied geology, and you say everything is connected, even with your love for clothes. Why did you decide to pursue this specifically? Why did you go forward with fashion as a business? Well,
so this dates back to when we began with Blackbird jeans. So when we got called to Africa Fashion Week, New York, that was in 2011. That is when I think I came to this realization that I think this is what I really want to be doing in my life, because if I sit down right now and I'm working it out as we speak, I remember back when I was a child, I really liked clothes. I was a little bit obsessive with clothes, I could say that, because at some point when I was in primary school, I remember we had a fight with my mom about clothes, and it was really nasty because you remember the FUBU and the shiny kind of jeans and the Sean Johns and everything. And my mother was not really understanding what I really wanted with those kind of clothes. And I appreciate you, Mom, for understanding me at that point. But that was it.
Yeah. So your mom, you had a supportive sort of base.
Yes. Oh,
and I
think
one. That's very important.
Yes. Even even when I was leaving for Africa Fashion Week in New York, she was one of the supportive people in my life because she was the only person who came and saw us off to the airport with Zeddy's mom. And at that point, she realized I was in university, and I was good thing we won long break for Nairobi University. It was a long break season, and at least that was the only reason I had to travel, because it was at least 6 months. And what turned out is we were there for almost 8 months, and it's 18 into my school timing, and that's how I divorced and came back and started doing this now fully.
Right.
Fully, but I was still doing it in campus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of people thought that when Blackbird Jeans sort of gave birth to these other brands, that you and Zeddy weren't working together anymore, that Blackbird Jeans was over and everyone's sort of doing their own thing, but you guys are still a unit? Yes,
we're still a unit. It was a period in time where we were all learning. Let's be honest, we were all learning, because when we got into the industry, we were pretty young. I was 21 at that time, Zeddy was 20 at that time, so we were very young and we needed to learn a few things. So what happened is, after we came back from America, from New York, Zeddy flew back and got a few chances to learn a few things from very, very big brands, bespoke brands. I, on the other hand, stayed back here and tried to develop a product. And I was coming from a jeans background, so that was purely pants and trousers. All right. So I had to learn all these other things, which was shirts and suits and everything else. So it was more of a learning experience, and we were all, let's say, in school. We were all in school and we were learning, yes. But we were still in touch almost every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this brand made to measure by Sal.
Yes.
I mean, this is a far cry from what Blackbird was. This is really sleek suits, and I love the display that we have going on here. What was your vision for this line, and what is it all about?
Perfect. So I started this line in 2015. Well, I'm more of a production-based kind of fashion designer. That's kind of a bracket to put myself in, but I really like the production and creation process of design. And when it comes to jackets and suits, I'd say that's the most hardest thing in creation, in terms of how many panels a jacket has and how much time it takes to create a really, really, really good jacket. And from that kind of perspective, I really fell in love with the design and cutting and making and trim process of a jacket in general. Yes. And and also I realized that there's a few people who need help in dressing.
We all
and
need
I'm trying to help.
We
and
all
I'm trying
need
to
a
help.
little
And
help.
I'm really trying to help. Yeah. We all need help.
So what is the uniting factor in what you make?
What is the uniting factor?
Yeah. Like, what can I always count on when I pick up
Good question. So you will always count on a proper fit, because that's what I've based my production process, like I said in the beginning. You'll get a proper fitting suit, because in the years, like I said, you pick up and learn and you experience new ways of cutting, new ways of measuring. And measuring is one of the most important things that I'd say designers don't take time, or tailors don't take time to learn properly, to learn measurements properly. And that gives me an edge, because I think I can give you a really, really good fitted suit.
Yeah.
That's a uniting factor.
There are men who've been accused of wearing things that are a little bit too tight fitting. You know, you hear like I don't agree with this school of thought, but there are women who feel like, you know, a guy should just be a guy's guy. Like, why does everything have to be fitted? Why can't he just sort of freestyle, like men have been doing for a long time?
That's right. I think with the proper fit, if you have a proper fitting jacket, everything works. If you have a proper fitting outfit, or yeah, just an outfit in general. Everything works. If you don't have a proper fitting outfit, because you see, dressing is also manifestation of your character, of your true character. You know, it's a form of manners. It's a form of good manners, like somebody said back in the day. But I believe dressing is something that comes from, it's inclusive and not exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to take us through the process, because you brought some of your tools of the trade here with you today.
Yes, I did. Yes,
so
I did.
from conception to this,
Yes.
what I know, you said you've been to school and you're still maybe going to school.
Yes, I am. Yes,
take us through the process of what this entails.
So first process is usually measurement. I come with this book and this tape measure, and I'll get your measurements, and I'll bring almost everything that you probably see here, except what goes inside the suit, but everything that will build your suit. And that's the first process. So I'll take you, I'll get your measurements, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about your garment and how you like it and how you want it fitted. And also we'll also talk about what you need the piece of garment for, the piece of art, let's call it a piece of art, what you need the piece of art for. And the next process is I'll take it back to my shop, and we have a pattern maker who will create a specific pattern for the guy from scratch. After that, we'll take about 7 to 14 days to complete. And after 14 days, there's usually a fast fitting, where we do adjustments before the final fitting, and you have your garment. Yeah. Basically that.
So you take your clients through all of this. You show them material.
Yes. I wish I could take you through all of this, because this is
There's
quite
a lot
of this is just linings.
Okay,
this
these
is
are
only linings. Yes.
Okay.
This is the only lining book I bought, but I have like 3 of this.
Okay.
This is the fabric book that I brought. I have quite a bit of this, and these are just buttons and threads and everything. It's a whole. It's like I said, it's very inclusive.
Yeah.
It's very inclusive. It's a process of creation that I will include you, and I also need your input, because what I want to do is I want to dress you in another in your own skin. Yeah, in your own skin. You're almost talking about your character, but in dressing.
Right.
Yes.
So you want someone to feel comfortable and confident.
Oh yes, comfort. Confidence is the key. Confidence is the key as a kind of style perspective. Yes, but yes, I want you to feel confident and comfortable. Comfortable is.
Do you ever get clients who are just like me, just give me a jacket? Like, I don't really care about all the intricacies of this. I just want a jacket because I have an event coming up. Yes,
I do, but unfortunately I still take you through the process.
Yeah.
And if I don't take you through the process, then that will mess up everything in the end, in terms of either fit or cut, or I might put a button that you don't like. So I have to. You know, it's a garment that you will own. It's something that we're creating with you. I'm giving you the opportunity to create.
You've called it a piece of art.
A piece of art, yes. I'm giving you the opportunity to create, to let me create for you something that you will probably own and probably give to somebody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how many fittings in total do you go through?
There should be about 2 fittings. Okay. Because with made to measure, and this is why we have 3 brands. Like I said, Narok does bespoke, Sao does made to measure, and there's Blackbird, which does jeans. And then all this is under one company called T-shirt Company, but that's a story for another day. And there's also a new store, actually. Oh, sorry. There's also a new store that's coming up on Gong Road, but
yeah, where are you located right now? Where do clients come to meet you?
My workshop is on Tom Boyer in the CBD, but I move around a lot. I usually come to you. I'm pretty flexible. I come to you. I come with everything to you, and we'll talk about it.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys, as Blackbird, were involved in Africa Fashion Week.
True.
Do you still do pieces for runway? Are you mostly made to wear? What?
Made to measure, yeah.
Made to measure. So you don't do runway pieces, really?
Runway pieces is a fashion show. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah.
But we did a fashion show last year with the Narok. We're hoping to do more fashion shows this year, and we'll be communicating that on specific
Where
pages.
was that fashion show?
The fashion show was at Simba Corp last year. That was Narok NYC, though.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That was my business partner.
Yeah. So you're hoping also to do the same with this line?
Well, with every brand, yes. With every brand, we're hoping to do the same in good time. Like I said, we're all in the research and development phase, in the sense that we're good at what we do, but we're still on a journey and trying to perfect it, perfect our craft and perfect our experiences in how we handle clothes and how we're going to be handling clothes.
You have worked with a number of celebrities, dressing them for the music videos. Tell us about that.
It's been a blessing and quite a journey, because most of those calls come really with tight schedules and tight timelines most of the time. But it's been an experience. I've worked with quite a number of Kenyan celebrities. I've had the opportunity to work with South Soul in most of the music videos. I've had the opportunity to work with Nameless. Had the opportunity to work with Nyashinsky just the other day. That was really good.
Yeah. And
for me, it's more of when I was young and I could see these things on television, and they used to really inspire me. And to see that I'm able to inspire the people, it's an amazing experience.
Yeah. Especially when you mention a group like Sauti Sol, those guys are known for their fashion sense.
Right?
That's a big talking point in every one of their music videos and their red carpet events. So what does that feel like to see your designs on screen or being portrayed that way?
It's very satisfying, especially when the fit is right. It's very satisfying. You know, it's a piece of art when you see somebody take your piece and integrate them in their lives in a certain way that they deem correct. It's very inspiring, because you didn't see that coming when you're creating it. You probably saw it in another light, and to see it in its full glory in another perspective of that person's own interpretation was a really it's a really humbling experience all the time. Yeah.
And since I do have you here, you mentioned earlier that a lot of people need help with their fashion sense.
Yes.
Just if someone's watching right now and they're thinking, like, what is the latest trends in menswear? You know, what are people wearing these days? What should I include in my closet to be part of the in crowd?
That's a good question. What I'd like to say is made to measure is almost a little bit different, because with made to measure we're creating unique pieces.
So it's not about the trends.
It's not about the trends. It's about your own skin and what you feel comfortable in and what you want to wear and what you will wear. You understand? I don't want you to have a piece that you will easily throw away in the next year or in the next 2 years. I still want to see you probably after 2 or 3 years using my piece, or 4 years later, or 5 years later, or somebody else saying I got this from my uncle, or I got this from my dad 10 years ago, and stuff like that. And that's what I want to concentrate on. Trends will be there. Trends will be there, and they'll move. But that doesn't mean that I won't learn from them or I won't borrow inspiration from them. I will, and they will influence some of the pieces, but mostly it's unique and more customer-based.
And I think that's what we really should be focusing on, is what works for me, what looks good on me.
Exactly.
What is it that I can pull off that someone else can't. Men in Kenya have been, a lot of women say men don't dress up as much as they should. They're not really taking their fashion seriously. Some women will say that. What are your thoughts about that?
That's nice. I'd like to say that designers and probably stylists also have a role to play, because this is information that should be passed down to clients at every point. And I'd say also Kenyan men also don't look for style inspirations, or don't have, I'd say, a culture of dressing, in the sense that purposely and actively seeking good clothing. You understand? Purposely and actively seeking good clothing. It's not in them. And I'd also take the blame, because I don't pass out the information as much as I would, because I'm still a little bit small, but I'm growing big. And I think eventually, after information is passed out after a few things, and people start reading magazines, and people start understanding what's going on in magazines and trends, and why you shouldn't wear this and why you should wear that.
Yeah.
They'll probably understand. They'll probably get it in a few years.
Right, so if we're trying to get on that level, we're trying to step up our fashion game and rock jackets like this, how much does something like this go for?
Our prices start from around 25,000.
25,000?
Yes,
Okay.
They start from
just
there.
For the jacket?
Just for the, jacket prices start from 20,000. I was talking about a full suit.
Oh,
I was talking about a full suit, because mostly that's what most people order. But jackets start from about 20,000. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's an investment.
It's an investment, because with well tailored and good tailored clothes, using good fabrics, and if you take care of that garment properly, it will last you.
Yeah.
it would really last you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So how can people get in touch with you if they want to see more of your designs, if they've got a video shoot coming up, if they want to be dressed by you? Where can they get in touch with you?
I'm on Instagram as SAO Sao. I'm on Facebook as the same, and those are the only platforms for now. Yes.
But you have the shop.
Yes, and I have the workshop in the CBD. Yes. But you'll have to get to the page so that you come in.
So that you can get the contact information.
And we can make an appointment and I can come visit you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Sydney, doing big things. Thank you very much for stopping by Power Breakfast on Fashion Friday. Looking forward to seeing what more that your brand is going to be producing in the next couple of months, next couple of years, etc. So we appreciate you being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right, that's it for Fashion Friday here on Power Breakfast, but we do have more. The beautiful Victoria Kimani is in our studio, and she is going to be performing for us and telling us a little bit about what she has been up to. But first, we take a short break. We'll be right back.